In today's video, we are going to make a frozen strawberry daiquiri. Welcome to Thirsty Thursday. I'm Mark. This is the Average Me channel. In the last few videos, well, I shouldn't say the last few because these were not concurrent, but we made a traditional daiquiri, and then last week we made a banana daiquiri. And I had some comments saying, what about a strawberry daiquiri? So this week we are going to make a strawberry daiquiri. Now, what makes a daiquiri a daiquiri? Well, a daiquiri is pretty straightforward. Rum, sugar, and lime. And that's about all there is to it. So it's a very simple drink. It doesn't mean it's really easy to make. There is an art to it. But today we are going to take one of the many different versions of a daiquiri, the frozen strawberry daiquiri, and I don't know, we're going to find out what it's like. What I did is I found a variety of different recipes, and I took the common components, the common elements of each, and that's what we're going to see here today. So what are we going to use? Well, it's pretty simple because I just mentioned the main ingredients. We are going to use white rum. This is a pretty good rum. It's not top shelf, but you know, it's not rut gut either. Coral Reef Silver rum. We're mixing this with a lot of different ingredients, you know, lime and sugar and strawberries, so I wouldn't go too overboard with a top shelf rum. We're going to use 1/2 cup of fresh strawberries, 2 cups of frozen strawberries. This seems like an awful lot of strawberries to me, but I'm going to go with the recipe and we're going to learn together. I will say this, some recipes called just for frozen strawberries. And by the way, these are what you might call fresh frozen. I bought these fresh and they were fresh yesterday. Put them in the freezer, so they're going to be much fresher than frozen strawberries from the grocery store, I think. So why not all frozen? I did see some that were all frozen. My concern was that this would end up coming out like a sorbet rather than a daiquiri. You know, the only liquid we're putting in here is a rum. So some of the recipes called for fresh strawberries. I suspect that's the reason why. In order to keep this from just being, you know, a frozen glob that you couldn't drink, you had to spoon into your mouth. And who wants to spoon a cocktail? So that's that. We're also going to use a lime, more specifically a 1/2 lime, or the juice from a 1/2 lime. And we are going to be mixing it all together in my Ninja. So let's get started. The first thing that we're going to have to do is cut our lime in half. We're only going to use a 1/2 lime for this. So what that means is we're going to be using roughly 1/2 an ounce. It's been my experience that 1 lime typically gives us I better get this top off. Typically gives us 1 ounce of lime juice. So we'll start by squeezing this lime. I'm going to put it right into my mixer. I did miss one ingredient. I told you that there's sugar, but I didn't show you the sugar. When I did the banana daiquiri, I used 2 sugar cubes, and that seemed like plenty. Strawberries seem like they're going to be sweeter than a banana. I don't know. And then we're going to top it off with a mint sprig. My mint plant is dying. Look how pitiful these are. So I'm going to probably this week uproot it and start fresh. I took a couple of clippings from it. I have it in water. As soon as that starts to sprout, I'll put it back in there. We'll see if we can get a new mint plant going. So the next thing we're going to do is put in our frozen strawberries. 2 cups, that's a lot of strawberries. And our fresh strawberry. You know, I think I'm going to have to bring this down a little bit because this is not all going to fit in here. So we will put the rum in, 2 ounces of rum, and then I'm going to mix a little bit, and then I'll come back with my fresh strawberries. 2 ounces. I'm just going to mix this a little bit to bring down that volume. And here we go. So I was mixing this up probably, and see, this is what I was concerned with. It is coming out to be more of a thick sorbet, and I was really concerned that's what would happen. So I think what I would do is maybe mix a little ice in here. And by the way, what kind of glass do you put a strawberry daiquiri in? I didn't seem to find there's a universal glass. I'm going to use my stemless martini glass. And maybe you make it this way knowing that it's going to be a few minutes before you're going to be serving this, and you can give it a time to melt down. But that's the way some of the pictures online showed the cocktail, almost the same way. I think it's too thick, and that was going to be my concern. So we are going to garnish that with our mint, and then we're going, that looks really good, the green against the red. And then we're going to get a picture of this, and we'll be right back for our taste test. Okay, we're back, and let's give this a taste. It doesn't seem to have melted down very much. Yeah, I can taste everything. I can taste the lime, the rum, the strawberry, but I don't like spooning my cocktail out. I have a solution I'd like to try. I'd like to add some ice. I already took my blades and clear them away, so let me get those and then we'll give this a try. All right, you can see I have rum in hand. What I'm going to try to do is, this really has a strong strawberry flavor. So I'm going to add a little more rum. I'm going to put in about an ounce more. And I'm not going to add much lime because there was a strong lime flavor. I am going to put a couple of ice cubes in there. And then we will see what this does. This looks like a much better consistency. So let's see how it tastes. Oh yeah, now that's something you can drink. Okay. So we have this that I could almost hand to you inside your car window upside down. And much better. I only added 2 ice cubes, but this was only half the recipe. So I would say you could add 4 to 6 ice cubes. I add a little more rum. There was a lot of strawberries in here. Much better. This did not have a bad flavor. Just too thick. So when I added the rum, did add some rum flavor. I already had a strong lime taste, so I'm not losing the lime too much. If I were, put a little lime in there. You know, it's not that hard to do. Mix it to your pleasure. What I'm going to do, speaking of my pleasure, I'm going to put that back in there. I'm going to add a couple more ice cubes, a little bit of lime, not the whole lime, a little bit of rum, and we're going to get something better than what I started with. Okay. So sometimes you just have to experiment. There is no right or wrong. Somebody invented every single cocktail after all. So look at that. I did have 1 chunk of ice in there. Now we're going to see if I can tell the difference between these two. This one's a little better. I added the lime, and I can taste that. It makes a difference. That one's not bad. Experiment number 1. Experiment number 2. I would say if I were to make this again using the same ratio of strawberries, 2 cups to a half a cup of fresh, I would add 6 ice cubes. I would have 3 shots of rum, or 3 ounces of rum, rather than 2, maybe even 4 ounces of rum, because this is turning out to be 2 cocktails. So I think I go 4 ounces of rum and an entire ounce of lime juice. And that seems to me kind of what we did here. And I think that would be a great cocktail. This final cocktail really turned out well. It's a lot smoother. We're not getting, a lot of the strawberry seeds or anything. I probably mix that for a good minute. And you need a good mixer, as always. This is coming out like a frozen cocktail, kind of slushy, as opposed to a sorbet or an ice cream. That's what it was originally. I don't know, that's my take on it. We did a little experimenting today, and it turned out for the better. Moving forward, that's how I would make it. To very quickly go over the recipe again, it was 2 cups of frozen strawberries, 1/2 cup of fresh strawberries, 4 ounces of rum. I stuck with the 2 sugar cubes. It doesn't need to be any sweeter than that. And the juice of 1 lime, which would be 1 ounce of lime juice. I think if you do that, you're going to pretty much replicate this, which tastes fantastic. I like it. Thanks for joining me, everyone. As always, I encourage you to like and share the videos. Leave your comments down below. If you haven't already, please subscribe by clicking my face in the corner, and don't forget to ring that bell icon. That way you'll know when I post new videos. Thanks for watching. See you back here next Thursday. I'm Mark, and this is the Average Meat Channel.